I can't stop finding shirts that I've completely forgot I had. Like, I didn't even realise that I had the 2019 home shirt. Quite nice though. I mean, the BT logo's rubbed off and it's getting on the smaller side, but a rugby shirt's a rugby shirt. Anyway, I know you don't really care about that. World Cup Pool B time, as some people call it, the Pool of Death. 3 of the current top 5 ranked teams in the world in the same pool. That means one of the favourites are going to miss out. And I think we all know probably who's most likely to that to be in South Africa. I'm joking. Yeah, so South Africa, Ireland, Scotland, Tonga, and Romania in the same pool. So only 2 can go through. So, you know, South Africa's sitting in 4th in the world, Ireland's 1st, Scotland's 5th. One of those 3 is going to have to miss out, plus Tonga and Romania. Now, this one's going to be slightly different if you've seen the Pool A one, because I mainly just spoke about how favourite France and New Zealand were in that one, because they kind of are. This one, and to be honest with you, all 3 of the other ones, if on current form, will be tighter to go through. I think Pool A is the only one that you can kind of sit at straight away and go, those 2 teams. I think, again, looking at this, there is kind of 2 favourite teams to pick out from there, but it's not a foregone conclusion that they're going through. So we'll have a look. So yeah, as I said, 3 of the top 5. So someone who's probably off rankings you'd look at and go, they should go far, is going to actually fail in the pools. Now, percentage and odds wise, it is Scotland. Looking at it's about a 75% chance that Ireland and South Africa go through. Then you go down to about a 14% chance for Scotland and Ireland to go through, and about a 10% chance for Scotland and South Africa to go through. And then you're looking at like a less than a 1% chance for either Tonga or Romania to go through. So, you know, it's not 100% of like, what was it? I said like 95 plus for France and New Zealand or something. It's not quite that strong, but it is still fairly foregone that it will be Ireland and South Africa. I think Scotland can go through it. I think Scotland, I agree with that. If one of the 2 teams that Scotland were going to upset, I'd probably say South Africa, the most likely of the 2, slightly. At the minute, who knows, maybe come October, November, it's different. But currently, I'd say South Africa probably the game that if Scotland want to go through, they should be targeting. Although I think they should really give both games a go, because sometimes with Ireland and World Cups, you never really know what you're going to get. Although I think a lot of people are overlooking Tonga. Now, again, I think if they're in a slightly more favourable draw with, maybe a slightly not so tough, the 3 teams above them are 3 of the best teams in the world at the minute, and they may be talked about more of going through. They have benefited really well from the eligibility changes that came in a couple of years ago, meaning that, you can switch countries. They've picked up some decent kind of backburn players from Australia and New Zealand and all that. And it has improved them quite a bit, I think. Because you used to sit there and go, I'd say Tonga are probably the worst out of the 3, the 3 kind of main Pacific Island teams, and New Zealand's kind of counted in there, but I don't really see them as that. I think of Fiji, Samoa, and Tonga anyway. I know some people think of New Zealand, but I don't really. I'd for a long time, I think a lot of people would say Tonga probably the worst one of them, but I think they're now in the argument that they're not anymore. Obviously, I love watching the Pacific Island teams. They're always great to watch. And yeah, so again, to look at going through, obviously they're going to have to play probably Ireland and not Ireland and France, New Zealand and France in the quarters. So, 4 of the top, probably the top 4 teams in the world. I'm going to be honest, Scotland in 5th is the least likely out of those 3 to go through. So I'm gonna assume the most likely outcome happens. I think that's probably safe to say. So it'd be Ireland, South Africa. The order would be Ireland top, South Africa, Scotland, Tonga, Romania would be probably the way I'd rank it. And to be honest with you, that's the way it is. That's the way you'd probably expect it to be. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Scotland pipped to South Africa or something. Although I think I say I wouldn't be surprised, but it's unlikely. I'd say. Being fair, as a Scot myself, I'm not confident. I'm really not. I really wish, I think if Scotland had a better pool, give them a Wales and Australia and England, and I reckon they'd go through ahead of them. But not Ireland. I think Ireland and South Africa are the two worst teams for Scotland to get. I mean, you've got New Zealand, but because I feel like their play style is just one that Scotland just can't seem to beat. Obviously, they held Ireland close for a long time in the Six Nations, but they did slip up. They still lost by, what was it, 22-7, was it? They lost. And in the end, even though they held them to like 8-7 for like 60 minutes or something, it's there. They can do it, but who knows? I think Scotland are in a good place, really. I know I'm focusing a lot on Scotland because I think that they are the dark horse. They are the one that probably the most likely to upset, and also from you can see why I'm trying to stay unbiased, but it's quite hard. And I think you guys would agree. You'd be sitting there if you're from Ireland, we're going, oh yeah, no, Scotland, they'll upset South Africa more, or if you're South African, oh, they'll upset Ireland more. It's natural. Everyone does it. But yeah, I think Scotland are in a really good place. So is Ireland, although obviously it's a World Cup, and we all know Ireland. It's almost a meme at this point. Ireland and World Cups. Can they break that this year? I will probably once I've done all four of the pools, probably do an overall look and see who I think is going to be favourites. Because I don't actually really know. I think there's a handful of teams who could do it. And there's certain things to take into consideration. Unfortunately, I can't just sit there and say Scotland's going to win. Yeah. Yeah. Scotland, South Africa is the first game for them. So yeah, it's gonna be a good pool. Going to be a good pool. Really exciting to watch. Obviously, what would help Scotland is they've got South Africa first, then they've got Romania and Tonga. I don't know which order. I think it's Tonga, then Romania, then Ireland. So really, you've got to win. Scotland Ireland could be like a warm up quarter final game, like the Japan Scotland was, and Scotland missed out. Not sorry. Nah, I like the Japanese. They're a good team. To be fair, I like Ireland and South Africa as well. They're very good teams. Anyway, I'll stop rambling because I feel like I've had about 3 minutes of actually talking about the pool and about another 5 rambling on about random crap. So I'll let you get back to your day. Let me know what you think on the pool, if you agree or disagree. Subscribe if you enjoy, and my hair is going all funny. Yeah, I'll see you next time.